Alright. Welcome back to Super Sentai Review, episode number 368. Beginning with the very next episode, it's reviewing a lot of the Boukenger tributes. Episodes, basically all the ones basically from the previous series I hadn't covered yet. I'm going to cover all of them, plus the three-part finale, because basically there's a particular character show with I'm going to discuss those. And then after that, it will be on to the two anniversary movies for Hurricane, Deca Ranger. And once all that stuff is done, then it's on to Ultra 7. So, with this, we're discussing the last film I have left to discuss that came out in the 2000s. Also, it is one of 3 movies I had left to review that I had already seen. Now, the previous ones I had seen before I reviewed them were Hurricaneger versus Gal Ranger, Hurricaneger versus Abba Ranger, Abba Ranger versus Deca Ranger. This movie, there was also, I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was, I didn't review Deca Ranger versus Boukenger. I did not do that one. That was actually very fresh for me. I remember it was Goanja versus Shurikenger, Shurikenger versus Ghostager, Cure Ranger versus Go Busters versus Boukenger. Kind of, I vaguely remember that one, and Tokuger versus Kirager. Those are ones I had seen, but I had not reviewed them yet. Now with this one, I'll be down to like 2 left. So, movie opens up with Gaja, one of the villains in Boukenger, meeting up with the movie's villain, Time Demon Kronos, where they have a deal, where they have a little exchange, where here is a box full of Godom gears. In exchange, you get to be the Boukengers. He's like, sure, no problem. And then the Boukengers show up, minus Edgy, because he's off doing something else. So, they get sent to another dimension after fighting him. Like, let's go basically on a mission. So, their thing, they want to revive 3 previous dead priestesses. As in 3 female sorcerers, despite the fact who they revive is 2 females and 1 guy. And the first place they go to is, get this, and I'm actually quite surprised, like, it's been a while since I've seen this movie, so I was shocked to see. I do remember some of the stuff in this movie, but this scene here I completely forgot happened. So, Kronos and Gaja go to the place where Mammy and Magi Shine fought in their duel bond back in episode 34 of Magi Ranger. I'm like, I saw him like, this room looks familiar. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, this definitely is the room. I remember that. And then they go to, get this, an area that, like, they pretty much retconned the team movie they had with Abba Ranger. Excuse me. No, it was Hurricane or Gal Ranger. They basically retconned that because basically they don't say it per se, but this apparently is the Orc. This is the ruins of the Orc Matrix base. Yes, apparently this is the ruins. To me, it looks like some random rocks. At least the first one, basically, I can tell definitely where that is. And they have some open field, which was another person who died, which is interesting. We'll get to basically who they. So, God just asked to watch over one of them, and it turns out to be Tatsu. And this actually is ignoring her appearance from Gal Ranger versus Hurricaneger. Yes, they're ignoring that one. And Jasper Yaba is, he died in that last movie, so at least Mammy is fine, because he had just, it's like the writers completely forgot about the Hurricaneger versus Gal Ranger movie, because when they have someone from Hurricaneger show up and they see Tatsu, no one recognizes her at all. I know who she is because I've seen that one. So, oh, and by the way, the third one's actually Fabaja. I'll get back to her. So Edgy is tasked by a character who made his debut in this movie, who got heavily expanded upon in Gokaiger, Aka Red, the guy who's the spirit of the Red Rangers. I'm like, okay, so he's given a Sentai phone book, though, and the first person his name comes across is Magi Yellow. I get maybe the reason why they probably got this one, because he probably was a popular character in the show, so why not? And Edgy contacts him at a very bad time. He's in the middle of a championship boxing match. Yes. Also, I didn't immediately recognize him because the actor cut his hair. I'm like, wait, that's Magi Yellow? Where's his hair? Oh, he cut it. Yeah, he cut his hair, though apparently grew out when he popped up on Go Busters, the actor. Yeah, I'm not like, did he cut his hair? It looked like he did. So then, of course, he gets contacted by Abba Black, who was on Dino Earth. Great to see that again. And, of course, we see the only non-Boukenger Zord in this whole entire movie. And that's Brachiosaurus. Yeah, that's the only non-Boukenger Zord we see the whole movie. We don't see ones from the other ones at all. That's the only we see. I'm like, really? As far as I can tell, all their Zords are perfectly fine. So why couldn't they make this movie? I don't know. Maybe they want to miss the matches. So I think somebody maybe for before. So, and then of course he contacts. Then he get this. He goes to find Deca Break, and he's in the middle of an undercover case. I'm like, couldn't they not contact Deca Base and ask him where Deca Break is? Like, oh, okay. So he beats up, throws him out, and then of course he just happens to find Hurricane Blue, and like she hears him call him calling her Hurricane Blue, which of course she's shocked to hear that because nobody knows she is Hurricane Blue, because that's the secret, because the Hurricaners, for some, the thing with that one is, okay, they had the whole thing, okay, they operate in secret, but they have to wipe everybody's memories of them being the Hurricaners. And the only person who remembers, who was not part of the team, is Hurricane Yellow's sister. She's the only one who is accepted, because they know she's not a blabbermouth. They know that she'll keep a secret. She's very good at it. So there's that. Now her doing this, like, I like this better than what they did with her in the Hurricane Operator one, where she is basically playing bodyguard, despite the fact that that's what she was doing in Hurricaneger. She was gonna be a freaking singer. Here, she still technically is doing that. She's an idol. I'm glad they continue that. They got that part right this time compared to the last time she appeared. They got that wrong. They're a freaking bodyguard. I'm like, seriously? Yes. So, and of course, he just happened to basically throw the phone book in the garbage. Oh, and by the way, that phone book is retrieved by Aka Red by the end of the movie. Yep. So then he goes to confront Mammy and Kronos. And then he's saved by all the Rangers he just contacted. Which, of course, Tsubasa, he immediately recognizes Mammy, no problem. Mammy's like, that voice is familiar. And I'm like, wait a minute. You bring back Mammy, and you bring back Magi Yellow, and you don't have a dialogue exchange between them? I'm like, what the heck? And there's another character from Magi Ranger here, too, and he exchanges no dialogue with him. I'm like, writer of the movie, what the heck is your problem? Yes. And then, of course, all the Rangers show up. Of course, they can't take like a longer row. And then we had to take him to the Boukenger base, which this was interesting. Yes. We have 4 people from 4 different teams. Magi Ranger, Deca Ranger, Abba Ranger, and Hurricaneger. You would think for a 30th anniversary movie they would go for more than just 4 Rangers. And also, why was it from one from each of the four previous teams? Like, and here's the thing. There's no Gal Ranger here. We do see Gal Red later on. Just the suit anyways, but none of the actors come back. Don't know the reason for this. Like, what was the purpose of bringing back Tatsu if they bring any of the actors from her series? Like, okay, the big first sorcerers. Okay, Deca Ranger, I get that not having sorcerers. In the case of Abba Ranger, well, that sorcerer, the one who makes monsters, well, it seems like it's more science-based, that one, so I get why that's that one. But in the case of Hurricane, okay, so she's not a sorceress. I get Tatsu being one, and Mammy no magic. But Fabaja does no magic. She's not a monster grower. She just basically creates stuff. And they brought back her. I'll get back to her. So, yeah, and of course, there's another dimension. By the way, the Boukengers are in the dimension where they run into Magi Shine. I'm like, okay. Who, by the way, is the only other actor from Mad Ranger Return of this movie. Because no one else bothers to show this movie. I do mean nobody. I get the fact it's an anniversary movie, but could you at least have appearance by one of the other actors besides just Magi Yellow and Magi Shine? Oh, by the way, this movie would not be the only return from Magi Yellow. He pops up in their Sentai after this. In Ninjanger, as a guest star. Magi Shine, meanwhile, though, aside from after this movie appearing in the anniversary movie and maybe a background appearance, I think this was his actor's last appearance in the franchise. I think so. Let me take a look here about that. Let's see. I think in the case of this actor, I think this was the last time he appeared. Yes, I believe so. Mm-hmm. Because I believe this movie was his final appearance in the franchise. Yeah, because I don't think he's returned. Yeah, his actor. I think definitely this actor was his last appearance because he's retired. Yeah, so yeah, where they get out the dimension thanks to also dimensions collapsing, so they have the five Sentai Rangers fire, and basically they fire into. They also Zabu's there, the sentient sword. Yeah, because the chief just happens to have him on him. Also, the morphers are blocked. Yeah, that's not really explained here. So, then of course they combine that with Smokey. Always good to see Smokey. And then he's sharing his lamp with a talking sword. And they bust through the wall, which goes to drop his watch. Because that's apparently where we sent them. And then the Fire Rangers from the air side, and everybody gets out, no problem. And then you have $1 exchange between Magiello and Magi Shine. Where he just says, Hire Sensei. That's it. I get the fact you're in a hurry here, but my gosh. And then, of course, they have various teams. So, they have the girls take on Tatsu. Well, before this, while distraction going on things. So, we then have, get this, we have Akira become Magi Red. Great to see this one. Hurricane Blue. Actually, just Magi Red, Gal Red. They'll use other weapons later on because apparently he can transform into this stuff. And they get them out, and of course, then they have their big, like, standing tall, and the teams they face there. So we have Kronos. He's taking on Boca Red and Alba Ranger. Excuse me, Alba Ranger. Aka Ranger. The girls are basically Boken Pink, Boken Yellow, and Hurricane Blue take on Tatsu Tatsu. Mamie gets Magic Shine, Boken Silver, and Deca Bright. And here's another problem with the movie. Magic Shine exchanges no dialogue with Mamie, despite the fact he's the one who murdered him. He should have said, Mamie, how the heck are you alive? You died. I saw you die in front of me. I killed you. And nothing. I'm like, what the heck? Is the writer just afraid of Magic Ranger or something? With this? And they take them on. And Gaja. Okay, so Gaja gets Boken Black, Boken Blue, Akira, well, basically Alba Black, and I'm trying to think, what was the other one? Oh yeah, they also got Match Yellow. So you got 4 guys taking on 1 guy, and of course they all. Oh yeah, and also Time Chronos reveals. Oh, then all of a sudden they're about to take on the 3 of them, the 4, and all of a sudden Faberge shows up. Okay, so they apparently remember her appearance. So, yeah, this is kind of weird when it comes to her. So, they apparently, get this, they apparently remember the place where Hurricane Ranger fought Gal Ranger. So yeah. So like in the case of Tatsu Tatsu, the team movie is completely ignored. And then Tatsu Tatsu, and Mamie are just say, oh yeah, the priests are here. This like one was a freaking guy. Says, thank you for coming. Now I gotta transfer through you to freaking staff. And then Kronos goes giant size, and then here comes the bullcrap over here. So, we have the regular Megazord with all the vehicles. We have Side Builder. They fire, they get knocked back. They summon Voyager. And I'm thinking, Deca Bright, your Megazord is perfectly fine. Where is your Megazord? Magic Shine, yours is fine too. Where's your Zord? Good question. It's not like all your Zords are fine. Where the heck are they? At least in the case of Kira's, there's a reason where his is. His is on Down Earth. But as the other ones, nope, no mention. It's like the writer complete forgot that. So, how do they defeat Time Chronos? So, what they do. Oh, by the way, when Akira is fighting Time Chronos with Boukenger, he basically gives them Deca Red's blasters and Hurricane Red's sword, which I thought was a really cool moment there. The freeing from Time Chronos' little vine. I thought it was a really cool moment, but so then he has all 5 of them, all 5 the Veteran Rangers who are there, basically combine their power to give to Voyager to give them a special fire punch and like little thing in their chest, and that's made Kronos. Okay. Now I'm thinking like, wait a minute. In the previous Team movie, they actually brought in basically freaking Megazords. In the previous Anniversary movie, we actually saw more than one freaking Megazord from the same series. Like, we saw stuff from several different past ones. We saw a bunch of vehicles pop up there. So then, pretty much, basically, they beat them, and of course, they all go separate ways. Oh, and here's a picture from the Power Ranger equipment. Now, when they adapt this Power Rangers, Blue was the only one they brought from. They only kept the same. Everyone else they changed. Yeah, that's Xander. Yeah, basically he took the place of Magic Yellow. Kara took place of Akira, basically out of Black. So we don't want to have Tommy here for reasons. Uh, Red, of course, was take a break in this one, like I mentioned. And, well, the only reason why they brought in Johnny and Bosch was because basically they need someone to come into Aka Red. Yeah, so it is an interesting movie. What it is, I like the team aspects, some fighting. My biggest problem with this movie is the fact that nothing from Power Rangers, so I have Tatsu's here. Like, why bring her back? Like, okay, so why Fabaja? She makes absolutely no sense to bring back. Why never bring back Wendy? She actually has freaking power. Like magical power. Though with ninja power, mind you. She was more than just, oh, someone who's tall and beautiful. She actually used freaking magic. As a matter of fact, she was responsible for growing all the monsters. They brought in Tatsu. She grows monsters. I get bringing her and Mammy, but Fabachu? Yeah, she uses some magic, but it's like, boom, boom. It's like a freaking child. Like, what the heck is this? Yeah. So, the movie itself was 45 minutes, by the way. I think this battle should have had an additional 5 minutes to it. Like, you could at least give a little lip service between Magic Shine and Mammy. Because these two are rivals. You could have, but you didn't write her. Like, you had a tiny bit of exchange between Tatsu, with Magic Yellow, and Mammy. Of course, at least Hurricane Blue, at least she recognized, oh, it's Fabachu. And of course, at least they had a freaking dialogue exchange, which, thank you for that. They're like, oh, hi, Hurricane Blue. I'm glad that got it. But Mammy with Magic Shine, Magic Yellow, no. Let's have basically, it's like, oh, Mammy. Oh, the voice is familiar. That's it. Or Magic Shine Mammy, none. At least Ganju, basically, I don't mind him not having much exchange with the Boukenger just because he's one of the villains. Also, where the heck are the other factions this period of time? Like, you're probably thinking, is the, like, this movie is set between tasks 42 and 43. Okay, you're probably thinking, okay, is the, like, the Critter King is actually not here. He's preparing for the finale. Dark Shadow. I don't know why we didn't get an appearance by the name of this movie. I thought that was kind of weird. Well, in the case of the Quasars, at least they have a reason why they're not here. Because they were just defeated in the previous episode, part of this. At least they have a reason why, but the other two factions don't know what the reason why they weren't here. It's just that they were just not here. Yeah. But that is pretty much it when it comes to stuff released in 2000s. And mostly everything released for Boukenger. Yep. I know this thing's quite long and a bit ranty. I apologize for that. So, that's pretty much it, particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do that dislike button. Next up, basically, we have, well, we're going to do some anime next. Then we're going to go to Boukenger after that. I might get time for your episodes. Who knows? But it's our last kid, The Rise of the World next. Okay? Thanks, Phil. Bye.